mini-subs. Now, for that to happen, I need 4 guards on the entrance and 2 guards at the exit. It's just an example. But then at that power station, Company X is already there. So in our language, we call it double packing. You cannot bring another, he will tell you, you cannot bring another company to come and work with Company X, and then you bring Company Z. Accountability will be lost there. But if you bring this company, I will be able to hold them responsible if one mini-sub goes missing. Now, logic dictates he's right, because accountability will remain with one company. It will be able to penalize them if that 2 million mini-sub goes. But if, let's say, a tender is approved today, and then we include that that duty in that tender, we allocate now, because the budget that belonged to watchman services is centralized. So if we already have 50 reservoirs that must be, let's take a typical example of this one, where it's 37 reservoirs and pump stations. If we have them now, the department is not going to pay any longer. But because when they requested at that time, they were using their GL account and their cost center, they allocated a certain company. But if now the guards are 10-day, 15 night, it will come from the budget of the TMPD, no longer from the budget of electricity for power station. So we only allocate at that stage. But immediately when they decide to increase security, it becomes another story. So on this one, the anomaly was that the reservoirs and pump stations were scattered all over 7 regions. But water and sanitation decided to use only Gubis. And for their reasons, which are unknown to me, but I can think that they are competent.
Just to make sure I understand the response, when I asked my question earlier, I put it in general terms.
Yes.
Let me be more direct now and ask whether water and sanitation had the power to select Gubis. Could they say Gubis and no other entity deploy Gubis? Did they have the power to do that?
I can't find a synonym for power, but I can.
Legal entitlement within municipal prescripts.
I've never came across it. I've never came across such deployment. But because it happened, I don't know if I can say this, but I can say it. The reason why the invoice was not paid, the 2024 one, I want to say this.
I'm not there.
If
maybe think about it and come back to it after the tea adjournment, and perhaps let's proceed in the meantime, Mr. Musigiti.
Okay. I was on.
Yes.
I'm on E, the evaluation and assessment of processes. When tasked with a deployment, my standard operating procedure was to physically visit the sites to conduct a security assessment before issuing a formal deployment letter. Because coordinates were often insufficient to locate remote infrastructure, I required the use of the department, office not there, of the department technicians to physically accompany me to the vandalized sites. Paragraph 15. Upon inspecting the premises, I will
Phiri?
formulate a
Mr.
security.
Phiri, can you, if you may, do you have the name of the department technicians
I
that
don't have,
accompanied you on this instance?
I don't have the names because they will send me maybe a phone number and the name. But remember, it was in 2025, and I've changed phones 3 times. So I don't have their names because remember, water and sanitation is in 7 regions. So in every region, I will get a technician there waiting for me. But some of this reservoir, I will know them. And sometimes I will not require, like in Region 6, Region 5, Region 1, I will not require anyone to assist me. You will just tell me and I will know on top of my head where it is. But some, it will be a new thing to me. And then it will be, sometimes I will drive almost next to Midrand and then see there's a reservoir. And
No, that's fine. I just wanted a name if you have one. But
no, I don't have
fine.
names, but
all right, now let's continue.
yes. Paragraph 15. Upon inspecting the premises, I will formulate a security recommendation detailing the requisite personnel and resources, for instance, recommending 3-day shifts and 5 night or 1 vehicle and with guards. I don't know if the annexure speaks to that. Annexure 5.
Look at 18, page 18.
Yeah, it started page 18. Yeah, I think it started page 19, where it says on where Herman on Tuesday 31st, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. where he says to Kagiso, who I don't know his designation. Hi Kagiso, I agree with your suggestion to utilize Jobbing GL. It is one relevant for this purpose. Colleagues, the relevant GL and cost center for the security is as follows. He puts in the general ledger account and the cost center, the vote number. They are there. Herman now goes to Mr. Malachi and says, Mr. Malachi, below found the agreed GL and cost center. Regards, Herman. I'm also not the preview, I'm not CC'd. It's on the 31st of December when I stopped there. But then when Director Malachi responds, he includes me on this email with Dr. Elvis Madikaba and myself. This is sent to us. He says, colleagues, below find, it's on the 7th. The email was written by Herman Sokolela on the 31st of December. But now the meeting has happened. Now, Director Chugudu Malachi now, he says on the 7th, colleagues, below found correspondence indicating that the GL and cost center number from which the services will be paid for further handling and agent deployment of security at both Klaperkop and Brickflix. The service provider shall submit all invoices to the Department of Water and Sanitation for payment now. Mr. Herman Sekholela, for payment purposes. There's no other thing that is mentioned here. It's payment by Mr. Herman Sekholela at Department of Water. The service provider will resume deployment on security guards today, 07/2025 at 18 p.m. as follows. Klapperkop Pump Station, 6 armed guards day shift, 6 armed guards night shift. Brickfields Pump Station, 5 armed guards day shift, 5 armed guards night shift. 1 times patrol vehicle, armed, will be deployed per shift. Hope you find the above in order. Chukudu P. Malaji, Director, Asset Protection Services.
I noticed that with this one, this is almost a deployment letter because the service provider is copied.
Yes.
I see there's Calvin from Gubis, and there's Zakele from Gubis, and there's Andrew from Gubis. And they are told that this is where they will send the invoice to, and this is the date of the deployment, and these are the guards that will be deployed, and these are the pump stations in which they will be deployed.
Yes.
So this is equivalent to a deployment letter
It's a
for these 2 pump stations.
yes.
But this is before the other 17 were added in the updated list.
In the updated list. Thanks, Commissioner Kumalo. I think this one we will pick it, we'll come back to it. But an impression is created now that mine is to go and see this, but the standard guards have already been discussed. Mine now, through my supervisor, Elvis K. Madiklaba. Well, the email says to Elvis K. Madiklaba, but I know it's intended to me. It's only because we had a meeting the previous day. But remember now, I'm busy checking. The reason I went to that page 18 is because upon inspecting in paragraph 15, I'm saying, upon inspecting the premises, I will formulate a security recommendation detailing the requisite personnel and resources. For instance, recommending 3 day shifts, 5 night shifts, or 1 vehicle with 8 guards. But then, I want to highlight that here, even if I recommend, the recommendations have already made. They were already made. I don't know if the commissioners understand me. It means mine now is go and see if there's 6 day, 6 night. So this shows that I'm not acting ultra vires. Someone is acting ultra vires. And command and control says go and say, make sure it's 6 day, 6 night, and a vehicle with armed guards. And I get there, I fight 6 day, and I send the monitoring team, go and check at night, is it 6 day and 1 vehicle? They say, hey, Ndona is 6 day, 6 night. Mine is done.
You're not being asked for a recommendation in 18. It's already done because
It's already
they are
done.
saying the deployment will happen 1800 hours as follows.
Yes,
So it will happen.
it will happen.
You're not being asked to recommend whether it's necessary.
No.
And perhaps to round off the point, you would not have been involved in the assessment and the recommendation of this particular one
No.
because you came after.
Yes, I came after, and then it was clear to me. Remember, people, when they refer to me, they say I'm a junior member. And I'm sitting here with my supervisor, the director, and I don't know what position is an engineering consultant. I cannot assume anything. But when they say that, you understand what they are saying. You must just go and see that this happens. But that I will outline again later.
No, that makes sense. Let's continue. Thank you.
Let's continue. I'm on paragraph 16 now. It was only after satisfying myself that this infrastructure, sites existed and had been verified, that I signed off approximately the first batch of deployment notices on the 14th January 2025, which officially became effective on the 15th January 2025. The purpose of this ad hoc deployment was to secure the premises adequately so that water and sanitation could safely execute repairs and reinstall infrastructure.
Sorry, Mr. Phiri, can you just explain so that I understand? So in this paragraph 16, are you describing a process that applies to the instruction in page 18, LA05? Are you saying that following that Malachi email, which tells you and Gubis about the deployments, you then issued the deployment letters? Is that the relationship between the two documents?
May I kindly ask the Commissioner to repeat the
Okay,
question?
what I'm trying to determine is, or to understand is, in paragraph 16, are you explaining a process that normal, this is what happens and this is what I did? Or are you saying in 16, in paragraph 16, that you issued those deployment letters on the 14th in relation to page 18 instruction from Malachi, Trapperkop pump station, Brickfield, and one patrol vehicle?
Okay.
It's just a clarification. I'm not fighting with you. I just want to
No,
make
no.
sure I understand the sequence.
No, thanks, Commissioner Baloyi. Here I'm explaining my duties. My mistake is that I didn't go further to say my recommendation were already disregarded. So I had to work with what they give me. If they say at reservoir in Easteres, already they have given me the numbers. Mine is to verify and make sure that the deployment letter speaks to what is written on page 18.
What's confusing me is in 16, in your paragraph 16,
Yes.
you say the notice, your first batch of deployment notices was on the 14th of January.
Yes.
And officially became effective on the 15th of January, 2025. That's what you say in 16. But Director Malachi's email
Yes.
at page 18
Yes.
says the deployment starts on the 7th
Yes.
of January. So I'm trying to understand the relationship between this page 18 email.
Yes.
And you're saying the deployment notices became effective on the 15th of January.
Commissioner, I also saw that after my statement. But to be clear, I remember that on the 14th, the thing is, I don't have the actual invoice. I might have said effective 15th, and they have started on the 7th. But already on the 7th, I knew that they were on site. Yeah, but because I was going around, remember it's no longer 2. It's a first batch, which is about, I can't remember, 15 or 17 or something. Now I'm still going around checking the batch that I have. And when I write this, if I have seen the actual invoice, I would have known that what happened there.
Can I just try and summarize what I think you're saying?
Yes.
You're saying you issued your notice on the 14th, and,
Yes.
and therefore,
The deployment
and it becomes effective on the 15th.
Yes.
Right? regardless of the fact that these have already deployed on the 7th of January.
On the
Your
7th.
notice is the 14th, and it
Yes.
will be effective the next day.
Yes, I'm saying to them, this is effective on the 15th.
Yes.
But remember, my deployment letter is gives effect
Yes.
to working,
Yes.
but the actual invoice, the company might dispute my
Yes. I
my
understand.
letter and say, but we started, and then bring evidence to that effect.
Yes, I understand. You did not backdate your deployment letter to fit in with the actual deployment. That's
No,
really it.
I did not, because I wanted it to be on that day when I meet, I think Kumalo, or,
Yes,
yes,
I understand. Thank you.
thanks.
And how was that to sit comfortably with what's at page 18 by Mr. Malachi, which says the guards were to be deployed with effect from 7 January? How would your stipulation that effective 15 January, how would that sit comfortably with the 7th of January in Mr. Malachi's email? Just to understand, I'm not...
Yes, commissioners, remember now, they are at my mercy, and I'm telling them, I must go there. But when this question comes, I'm thinking to myself, because I didn't see the invoice, they might have deployed on the 7th, because now they are now CC'd on this email. Even if I say to them, effective from the 15th, if we check that my deployment letter, they might take it and dispute it with their evidence, because already they have the sheets that guards were there and stuff, and then they can use the date.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Sigiri?
Thank you, Mr. Phiri. You were just rounding off paragraph. You still have to finish paragraph 16. I think on the last sentence there.
Oh, the
purpose.
purpose of this ad hoc deployment was to secure the premises adequately so that Water and Sanitation Department could safely execute repairs and reinstall infrastructure. I've already done that. We must go to 17. Yeah. 17th. Must I continue?
Do continue, yes.
Yes. Once
Maybe just reading that it falls under the heading oversight and allegations of
of,
impropriety.
yes.
Thank you.
Once the guards were deployed, the monitoring and daily oversight of this personnel were entirely handed over to Water and Sanitation Department. The Tshwane Metro Police Department, TMPD, APSS monitoring team, thus supervised these ad hoc placements. So they have visit sheets, or we call them visit sheets, where they go and check if the guards are there. The paying department is also responsible for monitoring the service provider. Furthermore, I had no further interaction or relationship with Gubis Solutions once the deployment were processed.
You should just continue unless Mr. Musigidi...
Mr. Msikidi.
I'm saying you should just continue.
Okay.
Keep reading unless Mr. Musigidi...
Paragraph 18 deals with the last question, and then I did not put it here. I don't know if Mr. Musikidi, can you read it to me so that I answer this one?
Paragraph 18.
Yes, I'm on paragraph 18, but there is no heading,
No, continue as in your statement.
as in my statement.
Yes,
Okay. It was asking me about generating of POs and paying off, but I'm going to 18. I'm not responsible for generation or creation of purchase orders. That is the sole responsibility. In this case, it was going to be the sole responsibility of Department of Water and Sanitation. As in 18, it was told that the invoices must go to Department of Water and Sanitation. I have been made aware of inferences suggesting that I may have favored Gubis85 solutions or received incentives for channeling work to them. I categorically deny this allegation. I executed my duties strictly pursuant to instruction from Director Malachi and the explicit directives of Water and Sanitation Department without any improper motive or corrupt relationship. Concluding remarks, I maintain that my actions regarding the deployment of Gubis85 solutions were transparent and executed entirely within the perimeters of instruction and then handed down by my superiors and the requesting department.
All right. Before we go to your second statement, Mr. Phiri, on paragraph 17, on page 6, just one page back, just to seek some clarity, when you say I had no further, so that's the last sentence. When you say I had no further interaction or relationship with Gubis Solutions once the deployments were processed, can I just understand? I understand from the email, and I think Commissioner Kumalo would have also highlighted to you that Gubis was indeed copied on that email.
Yes.
So when you say no further interaction, what do you mean by that? What other interaction would you have prior to that?
When I say no further interactions, I'm meaning on the ad hoc services.
Okay.
Remember, they are on the main tender, and I don't have any further interactions with them about ad hoc services. Mine is to, but I have a duty to interact with them on the main tender.
Yeah.
But for the ad hoc services, my job is done. They are supposed to send invoices to Water and Sanitation. Mine is to deploy. So they can come to me and say, Phiri, but we are not paid. They must go somewhere else now. So to escalate matters, they don't come to me. I've done my job. They must go somewhere else. So we don't have any further interactions about ad hoc services.
Yes, no, what I'm trying to understand is that there is an email copying some of the personnel from Gubis.
Yes.
And then you would have gone to these sites as you were asked to go and check,
Yes.
as it were.
Yes.
So I understand the part where you say you have no further. I'm trying to understand what other interaction is there, if any, just to understand the word further. Because you would have just driven to Klapperkop and Brickfields, I understand, those two pump stations.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I have further interactions with them because they work in regions, and if something happens in those, reservoirs and pump stations, they will contact me and say, but we have a problem, we don't have a perimeter fence. But we are not speaking about any other thing other than that.
All right, that's fine. We'll come back to that. Let's continue. You just finished the concluding remarks. Is there anything else you want to add before we move to your second statement?
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. Can we then start with your second statement?
Yes.
And this statement really deals with, there were some financial transactions which were picked up from your bank
banking
accounts.
accounts.
And we were asked to clarify, explain some of them that we thought would be of interest, at least to this commission. And your statement really deals with that. Can we start there then? Yes.
Remember, I've already read 1 to 5.
Yes, no, there's no need for you to repeat. You can just pick it up at 6 under the financial statement topic.
Yes.
Start at 6, yes.
The first question there is that the Standard Bank account 66. Can I read this because this is my account?
Don't read the account number, please.
Yes.
You don't have to read the
So
account.
just say Standard Bank account and then deal with the other
Oh,
things.
Standard Bank account number, bond settlement amount of 1,776,002 cents on 11 December 2025. Here now I'm telling the nation that where I got the money.
So the question really was that we picked up that your Standard Bank bond account
Yes,
was settled
yes,
on the 11th of
On the
December
11th.
2025
yes.
with an amount of just over 1.4 million.
Hmm.
And then in bold, you're trying to explain how did you settle your bond?
We can just do this. You had received a lump sum in an amount that was more than the bond settlement, the amount for the bond settlement. And you had received that lump sum from the RAF.
Yes.
Yes.
But I received the money in 2024.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then I decided I will start where after receiving the money, I started loaning out a portion to my friends and family, but my intentions were to settle the house immediately after payment. But I saw an opportunity to grow the money through borrowing people and investing. I wanted to say investing. An ABSA account on the 13th of May 2025, credit transfer of 150,000. It is a loan from a friend of mine who owns businesses, and I paid it back. And the annexure is A2.
And before you proceed, just to be clear, Chairperson, Annexure A2, and you'll correct me, only reflects the paying of the amount, not necessarily the receipt, you receiving the amount, not the paying back, as you say. So it only the reflection of you receiving the amount. Is that correct?
Okay. In fact, if you go there on the 13th of May, I received 151,462.07 cents BMW payment from BMW, and another one. Before you go to the 13th here, you will see that on the very same day I received 145,000 from We Buy Cars. And on the very same day I received this money that I borrowed from this friend of mine. The intention was
Yes, Mr. Peter, my only question was that what we see there, at least for the purpose of this question, is that we see you receiving the amount, because when you finish your sentence, you say, and I paid it back, and then you put A2. So I'm saying we don't have the I paid back as yet.
Okay.
Is that should be that's what is on A2.
Oh yes.
The receiving, not the paying back.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was asking you.
Oh, this friend of mine said to me, you must pay back in cash.
No, it's fine. We're not there as yet. I was
Okay.
just saying A2 only shows you receiving. That's all for now.
Yes, it shows receiving,
Yes.
but at the very same time, when you go to the end,
Yes.
you will see that after loaning this amount, I sold a vehicle the very same day. And the very same day I made a purchase of 587,690.
Okay.
But on the 2 days after, I sold another vehicle. It's a credit to We Buy Cars. they paid me 124,000. And then just at the end of the page, I show you my balance. It's 101. So I already have the money to pay the guy. I want to send it back to him. But he says to me, no, I need it in cash. Because I don't know if I can mention, but we are professional gamblers. So we must use the money.
No, I understand that. All right.
Yes.
Do you perhaps have the name of the friend?
The name is William Supe.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now let's continue.
On the 23rd October 2024, credit transfer of 45,000 Jagu. This is 2023 in October 2024.